All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another class. Today we're going to be working on multiplying fractions. Now, if you know how multiplication works in general, this should be very easy for you. So let's get started. So, starting with question 1 over here. How do you multiply this fraction? 1 over 3 times 2 over 5. Well, all you got to do is multiply the top two numbers together and the bottom two numbers together. And that's going to give you your answer. So 1 times 2 is 2. And 3 times 5 is 15. So our final answer is going to be 2 over 15. And that's it. That's going to be your final answer for that. You multiply the top and the bottom. Numerator, denominator. All right, question number 2. 3 times 2, that will give you, as many of you know, 6. And 4 times 9 is going to give you 36. Okay? And that will be your answer. Now, if you do want to simplify this, you could simplify this by dividing both of these by 6, and that would give you, so if we divide the 6 by 6 and the 36 by 6, it gives us 1 over 6. And that would be your simplified answer, if that is necessary for you to know. All right, moving on to question 3. Now, here we have a whole number, right? This isn't a fraction, okay? But the solution is very simple. So whenever you see that one of your numbers is not a fraction, okay, all you have to do is put a 1 under it. Okay, you just put a 1 under it. So we can rewrite this question like this. We can write it as 5 over 1, because we put a 1 under the 5, times 2 over 7. Okay? So whenever you see a number, a whole number like this, you put a 1 under it and that's it. And then you multiply. So we do 5 times 2, that's going to give us 10. And then we're going to do 1 times 7, and that's going to give us 7. All right? And that would be that. Now, if you need to convert it for school, we ask ourselves into a mixed number, how many times does 7 go into 10? 1 time. So we write a big 1. And then how much is left over? 3. So we write 3 is left over 7. And that would be our mixed number answer. All right, now if you want to learn more about mixed numbers, there's another video on this channel you can go to practice that skill, converting mixed numbers and improper fractions. All right, next question. If you've gotten the hang of it so far in this video, try to pause it and try to solve this question for yourself, because it's pretty straightforward, and simplify it as a challenge. So here we go, 4 times 5, that's going to give us 20. And then 5 times 6 is going to give us 30. All right, there we go. And now simplify, what is that going to be simplified? Well, we can divide them both by 10. It's going to give us 2 over 3. Okay, next one, 7 times 4. What's 7 times 4? 28. 28. All right. And then what's 8 times 7? That's going to give us 56. 56. Now, simplifying this may be a little bit tricky for it. It's not an easy one to simplify, but good news for you. Guess what? 28 is exactly half of 56. So whatever the numbers are, whatever they are in your answer, if the top number is half of the bottom number, if the numerator is half of the denominator, it automatically simplifies to 1 over 2. And that's your answer. All right, moving on. Here we go. Here, well, don't worry, there's 3 fractions, but it stays the same, the idea. Because look, all we have to do is multiply them like this in a row. 1, 2, 3. So 2 times 1 is 2, right? And then 2 times 6 is 12. So this would be 12 for the top one. Now the bottom one, 3 times 4 is going to give us 12, right? And then 12 times 7, 84. And now we can work on simplifying it. So 12 times 7 is 84. Now we have to divide these by, well, we know that 12 goes into both of these. So 12 goes into 12 once. And how many times does 12 go into 84? Well, we know that because it was times 7, right? So it'll be 7 times. So our final answer is going to be 1 over 7. Okay, let's move on to the final 2 questions here. Here, first we have 2 and 1 over 3, right? That's our first fraction here, our mixed number. We have to convert it into an improper fraction. Now to do that, you have to do 2 times 3 plus 1. It's the whole number multiplied by the denominator, and then we add the numerator to that. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So 7 over 3, because the denominator stays the same, times, and we do the same thing, 1 times 2 plus 1. Okay? And that would give you 3 over 2. Alright? And then we multiply, then we're almost done. So we just multiply these. 7 times 3 is 21, and 3 times 2 is 6. And that's that. Okay, and if you want, you can move it back to a mixed number if necessary. Which would be basically how many times does 6 go into 21, and that would be 3 times. So 3 times, and how much is left over? Well, 3, because 6 times 3 is 18. So 3 is left over, so we write a 3 over 6 here. And if you want to simplify it, it'll be 3 and 1 over 2. All right, last question. Here we go. So converting them to improper fractions. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So we're going to write 13 over 4 times, and this is already done for us, 2 over 5. All right, and that, what is that going to give us? So 13 times 2 is 26, and 4 over 5 is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. And then we can convert it into a mixed number again. So how many times does 20 go into 26? 1 time. How much is left over? Well, 6 is left over because 20 goes into 26 up to 20, and 6 is left over, and then 6 over 20 would be it. We can also simplify our fraction further on the right. It would be 1 stays the same. And if we divide this both by 2's, we would get 3 over 10. So 1 and 3 over 10 is our final answer. All right. Well, I hope this helped you. Practice some of these yourself. If you need to watch this video again, I recommend that you try to solve these before looking at the answer in the video. And that way you can practice and see how confident you are. Keep learning, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.